So if you haven't initiated collections, none of this will show up for anybody. But if you have initiated and you haven't created at least one folder for a specific collection, once you're in a note, you won't be able to collect something. So if I look at a note and then click my collect button, there wouldn't be anything in there. So it's pretty important to go to the collections and at least set up with the tool one area where you want to collect whatever that may be. And people can come up with their own, as I've said before. So as an example, I put in for my final paper instructor things, my autobiography of interest. So, I mean, this is very course related, but if we're in an environment that's professional, we're often really wanting to collect some of those things as well. So we can very quickly come back to it, and then on our home page, have quick access right to that collection. So here there's a collection with one item in it, and there I see it. When I click on it, there's a note. So now what else can I do with that? First of all, in this area, I can annotate it. Now, annotated is just very simply like a reply, but it's for yourself. So it's about design teasers, and I might be writing something about that note that was important to me. And in the end, what shows up is that design teaser, the actual note, as well as that little private note to yourself or annotation. You can also create kind of what they would call a new note or a note to yourself, because it is a note to yourself, but it's a new note to yourself that just kind of is in the main hierarchy, and I'm just typing gibberish here in this collection, and it allows me to see and add notes. So this is where, if you have an autobiography or a learning log, somebody can in a very private way reflect on what is happening in the course, what's happening in the environment, how that note is important to them, if they're, for example, doing an annotation. If you're doing a reflection or learning log on its own, you may just actually have one note that they always continue to edit, and then later on they can copy and paste and send it to you. If you actually look at any note that you collect, it is only a copy. You're not really placing it inside that area. Let me just quickly, I'm just trying to get to it. Doing a little bit of a reload here. But either way, it will always tell you where that note is from. So I just had a little bit of a delay. It says it's design teasers, it's by this person, and where did it come from? So it came from the original context. Start here. If I click on that link, it takes me back to that forum and that exact note. You'll always know that you're in a collection, just like search or forum, because it'll say my collection and it'll tell you which collection. And when you're in here, it'll show you all your collections at the bottom. So again, you have very quick access to it. And again, if we're searching or we're going to another forum and we want to edit something, as I said in the last video, while the editing window is open, I can actually click on my collections very quickly, and there we go. Now I all of a sudden have some quick things in there that I've been collecting along the way as a participant that I know I want to refer to, drag and drop the URL or whatever that may be. So it comes in very, very handy for a number of different areas, as you can see. So decide whether this would be useful or not as an administrator and or as an instructor. If you're going to use it, make sure you model this and tell people what it's about and or show them this video.